This is Russell Parry on 102.8 Chorley FM and welcome to this community show interview. Today I'm at the home of Chorley FC at Victory Park. I'm with Simon Denham and Paul Clarkson. Good to meet you guys. You run a special programme here, a programme part of the NHS Mind Matters service, and I understand that Mind Matters is a scheme that ranges support to help reduce stress, anxiety and general improvement of people's well-being. So how do you fit into this here at Chorley FC?
Well, I'm a director at Chorley Football Club. We give the facility for the guys to run their course, the goal difference course, here at the club, and you know we're very keen to ensure that that's a long-term plan for the club and for the course that they operate.
Yes, and so you mentioned that the title there of the programme, goal difference, obviously a link to football there, of course. So you provide the facilities here then, really, and the rooms for the people to meet. Yeah. And goal difference, that's part of a bigger thing then, isn't it, Paul?
It is, yeah. Mind Matters is Lancashire Care Foundation's Trust primary care mental health service. So we provide lots of different options for people that are struggling with their mental health. As we know, everybody's got mental health, and 1 in 4 of us will suffer mental health problems at some time. Goal Difference is it's a men's peer support self-development group.
Right.
So it's aimed specifically at men, because men don't tend to come to mental health services as much as women.
Is that because they bottle things up, they find it hard to talk to people, or talk to doctors maybe and things like that?
Yeah, men tend to think they'll be okay, bury their head in the sands and not admit it.
Yes.
It's a big thing admitting that you have got a mental health problem.
Of course.
And all the guys that come to Goal Difference have done really well to get to see us. Like I said, you know, we do provide other services as well, but Goal Difference is specifically aimed at men. And the football things are important to sort of get people to come to the group.
That's right.
For about 5 years now.
Really?
So we've been going quite a while, and it looks like, you know, we're going to have a good future, and also link in with some of the other things Chorley FC are going to be doing.
Excellent. So, Paul, you work for the NHS.
I do.
Yes, and Mind Matters is a bigger scheme, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Mind Matters is part of the Increasing Access to Psychological Therapies IAT government initiative. But yeah, we're the primary care mental health services. We offer one-to-one cognitive behaviour therapy, one-to-one counselling. We have people called psychological wellbeing practitioners, so you can see people one-to-one. And we also offer other groups such as stress control, overcome your fears, and wellbeing workshops, as well as happy hours and relaxation groups.
And they're probably open to male and female, aren't they?
Yeah, male and female. Anyone 16 plus can refer into Mind Matters. It's self-referral, although you can come through your GP or other mental health services.
Yeah, and the thing with Goal Difference, that's fellas only, for the reasons we said before, to try and get them involved. So how did the club then get involved in something like this? Obviously, you can tell by the title, there's a link there, isn't it, to football? But how did Chorley FC get involved in this scheme in the first place?
We needed somewhere to run the group. We wanted a non-clinical setting, as you said. Goal Difference. Chorley is the local football club. We asked them. They said, yeah, we've got the room.
Excellent. And Simon, you're a director of the club here.
Yep.
And you kind of welcome this move. And
yeah, definitely. It's something that we want to shout about. I mean, our fan base is exactly the kind of people that the Goal Difference course is trying to reach. We need to be aiming to our fan base and telling about this course, this fantastic course that's operated here that people may not know about, because our fans are exactly what they're looking for, the kind of people that don't come and talk about the problems.
Exactly.
Why not at a football ground? You know?
And football just gets everybody talking, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Well, and it's that starting point, I guess, isn't it? Really, and there's a common theme here, then, isn't there? Really, and just gets people kicked off. So, just explain then exactly what this scheme is about. What does it entail? The elements of the course itself.
Well, we have what we call 11 matches, so there's 11 sessions of the group. We look at different things that are part of your mental health. So we look at self-esteem, we look at unhelpful behaviours, unhelpful thought processes, We look at problem solving, we look at how to set and achieve goals, we look at assertiveness, stress management. So it's all aspects of mental health that come together to help people to improve the mental health. It's also a peer support group, so a big part of it, as Simon said, is that, you know, blokes come, eventually they start talking to each other about what problems they're having, and they find out they're not the only one. Now, it's not group therapy, that's an important thing to point out. It's not therapy, so you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but if it helps if you do.
Yes.
You also don't need to know anything about football. We use football to explain some mental health concepts. Right. So as an example, if you think about your team's winning 3-0, the opposition scores a goal, you're not that bothered. It's 89th minute, it's 0-0, the other team scores a goal. Yeah. So the same thing happens, but you feel a lot different.
The pressure's on then.
The context of it.
And the stress kicks in.
So
you can relate.
So we use football to relate to how we feel, how we think and what we do and how they link together.
Perfect. And there's another link with football as well, and that's the timing of the sessions. Tell us about that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, this is, you know, we thought about this a lot. We have 45 minutes and then a break and then another 45 minutes. It is handy that it ties in with football, but there's also evidence that people's attention span tends to sort of go off a little bit after 45, 50 minutes.
Yes.
So that's another reason why we do it. Our one-to-one sessions tend to be 45, 50 minutes as well, because of that same reason. So there is a reason for it, as well as it tying in with the football.
Excellent.
And it seems to work really well.
And it seems to fit in perfectly, doesn't it, really, with the football theme and everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
So people can come along, they don't have to talk, but I bet, really, once somebody starts and has an opinion on something or mentions something, eventually they start to have a little chat and open up a little bit.
The good thing is you can see that the blokes, the lads, talk to each other at half time, they talk to each other beforehand, they talk to each other after.
Right. So half time, that's the break.
Yeah, that's the break.
See, it's another link to football.
When we go and have a
I get it all there.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Well, you see when they're on the course, you know, being around the club, you can see the lads that are on the course. And that break, I think, looking at the groups is very important, because the lads will talk to each other and share things, and you can see them talking.
Yes.
And so I think the way it's set up is perfect. It's brilliant to see. You know, you can see them talking to each other and you know, using each other and sharing problems.
And that's what you need sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, because I know you, and I know you're a director of Chorley FC, but you run your own business as well, don't you?
Yes, I try.
Like me, and it's difficult, isn't it? Running your own business, you're kind of on your own.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to make big decisions on your own, and sometimes you just want somebody to talk to, and so you can see how people can get into a rut almost, can't you?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Definitely.
And how this can kind of help out.
Yeah.
So, do you get a lot of potential Chorley FC fans from this? Because perhaps they turn up here in the first place wanting to talk and to get a little bit of help and assistance and things like that, and then the football theme kind of opens up. So, do they start supporting the club after a little while that perhaps they weren't before?
I'm sure there'd be some interest from you know, users that have been on the course and are familiar with the ground, and you know, as Paul will be using football analogies and, you know, talking about results, or you know, they start to become familiar with the club. It then becomes what we'd like to see it as part of, you know, a real central hub to the community, where people have been on this course, the goal difference course at Chorley Football Club. It then becomes you know, you want
like
to say sanctuary,
really,
you know, it's a safe place for them to go. They're then familiar with the surroundings, and they want to come. They want to bring other people, and it's something that a place where they feel safe going to. Especially if, you know, some people suffering with poor mental health. One of the problems is, you know, going out, maybe socialising. You know, even leaving the house for some people is a real
difficult
problem, unless it's somewhere where they know and they feel safe.
Yes.
Now, you know, the football club should be one of those places for everybody.
Yeah.
So hopefully, that we will get people coming down after they've been on the course, because it feels like a home. It's a family, and that's what it is. We're a magpie family, and that's what we're trying to promote in the community. So
fantastic. Well, let's take a short break for some music, and then we'll have another chat about all the great work that you're doing here. Welcome back to the show. I am with Simon Denham and Paul Clarkson here at Chorley FC at Victory Park, and we're talking about their People's Wellbeing course that they run here, part of the Mind Matters service, and it's a scheme which is called Goal Difference. Now, just tell me, how long are the sessions and how long does each programme last for?
Okay, well, the sessions are round about 2 hours, but we break it up. There's a 45 minutes, then a half time, 15 minutes.
That's right, you mentioned that, yeah.
And then another 45 minutes. They're always on a Thursday afternoon, 2 till 4, and there's 11 sessions or matches tying in with the football theme again. So the next one starts in January. We're running one currently at the minute. The next one's going to be starting in January.
And if someone listening to the programme here is suffering from stress or anxiety, or they just feel that they might need a little bit of help, how do they go about contacting you and getting more information about the scheme?
Okay, so they can contact Mind Matter on 01772 644 519. That's the self-referral line. Or if you want general information, 01772 643 168, and that's the Mind Matter office. We do offer a lot of other things as well. We're a primary care service, so it's mild to moderate mental health problems, not mental illness. But we can talk that over with you if you're not sure. If you want to chat, give us a call and we can send some information out. There's also, we're going to have some leaflets at Chorley FC, and GP surgeries usually have things in. The Oakfield unit at Chorley Hospital has got information there as well.
Excellent. And I think we were talking before, it's what they call a self-referral, so you don't even have to go to your GP to sign up or to get information, anything like that. So you just call these numbers, and we'll mention them again at the end of the show. Yeah. And I picked some information up online as well.
Yeah,
just by doing a search.
Website online, it Mind Matter. If you put Mind Matter Chorley and South Ribble in, or Mind Matter in general, you'll get our website. You can self-refer through the website as well, and if you want information, you can ask us to send you something through.
Excellent.
So you can do that as well. You can go through your GP if you want to, and they can refer to us, but it's generally they'll tell you to give us a call.
Great. And you mentioned you have to start at a certain time. You can't just join mid-session.
No. Yeah, all the groups that we run are run throughout the year. So if a group is starting soon, you'll be on the next available group. You won't have to wait too long, hopefully. The next Goal Difference is in January. That tends to be the biggest wait because that's the group that takes the longest to run. Overcome Your Fears, I think, is an 8-week course. Stress Control is 6 weeks, and the Relaxation Happy Hours tend to take every 6 or 7 weeks. Right. So it's ongoing all year, all the time, at different venues across Chorley and South Ribble.
Great. And how many people generally are on the Goal Difference?
On Goal Difference, we get around about 10, 12 people coming on the group.
So it's a relatively small group?
It is, yeah.
And everybody gets to know each other?
Exactly, yeah.
Excellent.
There's been friendships formed on the groups, people doing each other favours, things like that. But, like we've said before, people can talk to each other and have a chat about how they're getting on. Yeah. And that's one of the best things about the group. I can see people talking to each other and helping each other out. Because of that, some of the lads from, I think, about 4 years ago asked, well, what do we do now? So we went, don't know, right, we'll have a look into it.
That's when the course
finishes. Yeah. So what we've helped them to do through another part of Lancashire Care called Community Restart, they've set up a supporters club. So they meet up every 2 weeks. This is people that have been through Goal Difference that meet up just to offer peer support to each other. So they chat about how they're getting on and help each other out.
Yeah.
And you actually get what are called time credits for attending this group as well.
Right, yes. And you can spend those...
You spend those in a lot of places.
All sorts of places, can't you?
Exactly,
yes.
yeah. I know that we were saying as well before, Simon was saying about people coming to Chorley FC. The supporters club do things together quite a bit, so they've been here a few times. They've also been to Chorley Little Theatre, they've been to Bolton, Preston, using the time credits.
Great, so there's another incentive there.
Another incentive
just to keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the peer support bit you still get.
Yes, which is what people need, isn't it?
What's the best bit about the group now.
Now, can you tell us of any success stories from this scheme?
There's absolutely loads of success stories. It's really nice hearing partway through the group that people are starting to open up and say things that they probably wouldn't have said a couple of weeks ago. People are also getting it, they're figuring things out. I know one guy was worrying all the time about stuff, and he used to take as an example, he used to take his car for a check before it had its MOT in case it failed its MOT.
Really? Yes.
And then he realised that he was actually MOTing it twice.
Yes.
So he stopped doing that. So he, as well as the mental health successes, he was saving money.
Yes.
Other people have got back into work. Other people have the relationships have been better.
Great.
Other people have got friendships out of it. And some people, then get hobbies and follow on watching Chorley FC and things like that.
Excellent. That's what we want.
It's a great...
And it must be a great feeling.
It is. I love it. It's I'm really into it as well, and it's a fantastic group to be involved in, and it really works.
Terrific. Well, thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Simon. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. Thank you very much for taking part in the programme today and tell us all about this goal difference scheme. Sounds absolutely fantastic, and the best of luck with that in the future. Now, just remind us how the Chorley FM listeners can get in touch with you, get hold of more information if they feel they need to.
Okay, so you ring Mind Matters and ask to attend Goal Difference, or us to send you some information about Goal Difference. If you want to speak to myself, my name's Paul Clarkson. James Byrne is the other person who runs the group. Call 01772 643 168, or if you want to refer in, 01772 644 519, and that's for any of the services offered by Mind Matters.
Excellent. Paul, Simon, thank you very, very much indeed for chatting with me today. Much appreciated. All the best of luck to you and to the scheme as well.
Thank you, Russell.
Now, if you want to take part in a Chorley FM community show interview about your charity, society or group, all you have to do is email me on russell.p, that's russell.p, at chorley.fm. Send me your details and I'll arrange for an interview. You're listening to 102.8 Chorley FM, Real Local Radio.